Okay, so I first want to foremost say I believe in God, and I personally started having or noticing dreams of different things, and I started noticing that these things were starting to predict things or prophesize things. Um, so I've been looking up today on YouTube fish dreams. What do they mean? I've looked up giving birth to dreams and what do they mean, and I have not found anything that describes my experience. So I'm going to post a video, which I never do, ever, and kind of describe the things I've been through. Comment if you've been through any of these experiences, because I'm very interested in knowing. I'm going to start off with fish dreams. As a teenager, I started noticing that every time I had a dream about a fish, my older sister, she was 8.5 years older than me, she started calling us a little while later, if not that within that next week or so, and she would call us and say she was pregnant. It started being a pattern that she was pregnant. Some babies she did miscarry with. Now that's a whole nother subject too. With that dream, I would dream about fish, but also in the dream, it would be maggots, those little white wormy things, and also snakes. And it doesn't really matter what the fish were doing in the dreams. And the one that was with the fish, with the maggots and the snakes, it doesn't matter what they were doing. It's just as long as if they were in the dream. Might be getting a little ahead of myself. The dreams with the maggots and the snakes, along with the fish, always ended up being like for her, would be a miscarriage. If it was just fish, everything was fine. Baby's born, healthy and everything. So, there's other things I have dreamed about, which is God coming back, telling me to, let everybody know He's coming back soon. I have, not all the time, but randomly looked and seen if anybody experienced some of the dreams I've had. Some are somewhat similar, but never just the same. So I was like, you know what? Let me get on here. I'm not really one, like I said, to get on here on YouTube, and I do have like a little couple of videos I have posted, but not like of myself going live or anything. We're trying to have a channel, not for fame, not for likes, nothing. So I said, well, let me get on there. Maybe somebody else is kind of looking for it, but it's not exactly on the nose of what everybody else is saying. I see that there's preachers, there's other people that have experience with the fish dream. They're trying to explain what the fish dream is. But I'm 40 right now. It was 2020. And at my 40 years, again, in my teens is when it started really happening. I started noticing and putting together the events. Now, this could probably just be me. The events surrounding my fish dreams, at least, I was able to coincide with people being pregnant. I might not even know the person. I could just randomly, nobody I know personally is pregnant, but I can go into the store and, do the stranger talk, like, hey, how you doing, or da-da-da, whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, she said, yeah, and I'm pregnant. And so that would be my fish dream. So I didn't have to know the person personally, but I did have to come in contact with them and or the man. If I was like a cousin or something, I had to be around them. That's another thing. I always had to be eventually in their presence. I couldn't tell if I've only talked to them on the phone, nothing like that. But of course, like I said, even at the store, I had to come in contact with the person somehow. I couldn't just be on social media or the phone. But that's one thing that I just was interested in. Anybody that was kind of like me, searching for randomly fish dreams and seeing what those are about. And then later on top of that, I do have an 8-year-old, and it's 2020. A year to almost 2 years before I had him, I was on a birth control that I shouldn't have been able to get pregnant on. And towards right before I got pregnant with him, well, I was having dreams for about a year to a year and a half. of actually being in a labor and delivery room and actually having a baby right next to me or something similar to that. And with that being said, it got stronger and stronger right before I learned I was pregnant, because it was almost like I had my tubes tied, but it was one of those ones that it blocked off your tubes for the birth control. So I shouldn't even had that. So I noticed also that those dreams was starting to let me know that that was a thing too. So it's not always, as I got older and it's somebody close to me like myself. And also it's the end of 2020, I found out my daughter's pregnant. She's about 8 weeks now. I noticed, with her, I didn't have a fish dream, but I kept on, because I wondered, like, wow, I didn't have a fish dream. But really, if I look at it, I started having real strong, I'm in the labor and delivery room, which I can still have kids, but it's harder. I'm a diabetic, type 2, so it's not as easy to get pregnant in the older age with that. So I noticed if it's, me, or apparently she's my oldest, so I don't know about every kid, so we'll see. But me, or actually I had dreams with fish and me, plus I was giving birth, so I don't know. Some things have kind of changed with the fish and things. So alrighty, I'm very interested in seeing anybody else's response, which I might never. Might be a little while from now, but very interested. Thank you. Let me know what you think.